Robert the Rogue Drap here with another episode of the Coroner's Office. And today I'm shooting from my selfie stick so that way I can maybe get a video in before the big move. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, we're going to have a new background on the next one, so it should be a rather interesting video. Wanted to do a video on NXT Takeover Toronto, and then one on Survivor Series. Excuse me while I set up my stick here to hopefully get a good angle. The hell. Fuck it. My thoughts on NXT Takeover Toronto. Now, I loved this match the way that this show, the way that it started with glorious Bobby Roode and that choir, dude. That was like a epic WrestleMania entrance. I don't know where they're getting money. Well, I know where they're getting money from. Hell, they'd get my money if that's all that WWE ever put out was that kind of content. I would be watching every month. I'd own the subscription to the network, and I'd pay for it happily, you know. If that programming, if that's what was put out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, pay-per-views, that kind of thing, I would be always watching the network. I wouldn't even need to watch the older stuff. But we'll get to that. I watched the glorious Bobby Roode versus Ty Dillinger match. It was great. The crowd was into it. 10, 10, 10. The whole weekend. Even during Survivor Series. Every time there was a count, 10, 1, 10, 2, 10, 3. It was just amazing. I loved it. On that one, in the end, glorious Bobby Roode won. I forget how he did it, but it was still a damn good match. And I had actually, when I saw the start of the match, because I'm not a big NXT watcher, but this might get me going on that. When I sat down and I watched this, and I'm like, okay, well these two guys, the way that Mauro Ranallo and Corey Graves were announcing it and putting it out there, I really thought that Ty Dillinger was going to win it, and it turned out that he didn't. Bobby Roode wins by pinfall. It was a good match. It was really good. Next up, we had the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Again, not a big NXT guy, so I hadn't really been watching. I had seen it, and I was like, you know what? Survivor Series is Sunday. I'm gonna get I'll go on ahead and jump through all the hoops to get the network today, and tonight I'll watch. Tomorrow, I'll watch the NXT Takeover, and then later I'll watch Survivor Series. But I couldn't even hold off. It was like I signed up for the network, and then Sunday morning I watched all of NXT Takeover in just one sitting. It was really good. I'll probably go back and watch it again, or even further, I'll dig back further probably and watch Brooklyn, because apparently that one was really good too. The Authors of Pain versus DIY. Again, Gargano and Ciampa. Really good team. They really put the boots to the Authors of Pain. It was a good final match, you know, kind of blow off. But in the end, Authors of Pain pull out a victory. And I was okay with that, because these guys, even in the match, like I said, no prior watching of NXT before this, in the match, they were physically dominant through the whole thing. And you saw that DIY was fighting struggling the whole time, but in the end they just couldn't overcome it, and that's fine. That's the kind of storytelling you want for a guy like me. Doesn't watch on a regular basis, wants to get into it, you want to hook somebody like that. That's how you do it. Next, we had the NXT Tag Team Championship match, 2 out of 3 falls. Hands down, best match I watched all weekend. There was a close runner for second, especially when we'll get into who my number 2 was. But it was a great match. In a vacuum, with the story, doesn't matter, good match. Go out, watch it. I'm not gonna give you anything further. Probably skip ahead maybe a minute or two, because I'm gonna go into it now. The Revival. They did what they do best as heels. And I kind of knew that they were heels going into it, and I'd seen, I forget which one, I saw them regain the NXT Tag Team Championships. I saw that match, that was good. But this one, miles better. And when they lost, it was like this moment for their challengers was what they'd always worked for, and it was great. I can't wait to see where this goes, and I'm probably gonna end up watching more NXT as a result of this match. Because if this is the kind of programming that NXT is gonna put on, then that's the kind of match that's the kind of stuff I want to watch more often. Next, we had Shinsuke Nakamura versus Samoa Joe. They laid out, the build in a great video package. I didn't physically watch the match because I was in the middle of moving some stuff, and I couldn't look at the screen, but I still wanted to experience it. I still wanted to hear it, because the announce teams were spot on, and they'd call the moves, and they would tell you what's going on, how this person's feeling, how it's looking from here, that kind of thing. And in the end, Samoa Joe becomes a 2-time NXT champion with some heel tactics. It was great. He was physically dominant a lot of the match. It really looked good, or really sounded great, and I put a lot of that on the announce team. They did a bang up job putting together a listening experience that everybody can get around. There's a fucking fly in here. Sorry. Then we get to Survivor Series. There was only one... No, I'm not going to say one. There was 2 matches on this card that I, as a casual fan, and I cannot stress that enough, a casual fan, was really invested in. That was the SmackDown vs. Raw 5-man tag, and The Miz versus Sami Zayn. I was invested with The Miz and Sami Zayn because I wanted to see where they were going with the Intercontinental Championship. I did a little bit of digging, watched some of the highlights, and I was like, you know what? I can't wait to see... I want to see Sami Zayn win. With the 5-man tag, with The Undertaker basically saying, you screw this up, I'm coming for your ass. That right there just makes you want to watch, see what happens. Shane McMahon makes you want to watch, see what happens. And I'll go over... I'm not going to go over the Cruiserweight 6-man tag because I didn't actually watch it. Sunday while the event was going on, I actually was lucky enough to be at a comic book store, and they had the network, and they were playing Survivor Series on one of the big screens, and I glanced over. I saw Noam Dar's entrance. I saw the 6-man tag. It's like, no. I want to go back and watch the Cruiserweight Classic, see how they got here first before I emotionally invest in this. And a 6-man tag is definitely not going to do it for me. So, sorry guys. A little bit of integrity goes a long way. I'm going to straight out state I did not watch this match. Did not care about this match. I played Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, and my character, while not becoming yet again uber powerful, this was the last story mission in our campaign for about a month while we take off the holidays. I'm gonna keep building my guy, because hey, if you don't have a build, if you don't have a goal, WWE creative, take notes. If you don't have a goal that can make people care, they're gonna do what I did and find something else to do while your program is on. So then we had the women's Raw versus SmackDown match. I watched a little bit of this. Again, could not be asked to care. Could not care less about it. There was one woman. She was the biggest girl in there, and honestly, if you're going to build a division, build it around that woman. Make her like China. Make her like Karma, where she's just destroying people week in and week out. Just walking through the entire division, crushing champion and challenger alike, doesn't care, thinks the whole division's a joke because there's nobody who can stand up to her, and then bring in the challenger that can. That's how you do that. I watched the mid to end because we were done with D&D and I had to drive home. But I rewound and watched. Or sorry, we left from the comic shop to the house, and it's only like 20 minutes, so I caught the very end of the Sami Zayn Miz match. I was so pissed. The fuck is Maurice doing ringing the goddamn bell? Why didn't somebody stop her? Like the timekeeper. He's got the little hammer he's got to use to ring the bell. He's got the Intercontinental Championship across his lap. What was he doing? Hiding a fucking boner, holding it down? Jesus. She comes over and she... Ding, 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 ding. The camera... I don't think anybody else knew about this. Just because of the way it was shot. You see the cameraman, he's fixated on Sami Zayn and The Miz. Sami Zayn got the figure 4 on The Miz, holding it in. Miz isn't going to make the ropes. Referee's right there on it, waiting for the tap, so he can be on his job. And then the bell rings. He's like, the fuck? The referee turns around. You see Maurice with the hammer and throws it down, points at the guy like, no, he did it. Are you fucking kidding me? We are not that stupid. That should have been instant disqualification. Right there. Miz loses. Doesn't retain. Or even better yet, okay, yeah, you didn't put the stipulation in there that if he gets disqualified, the title change hands. Fine, no problem. I understand that. I got it. Daniel Bryan comes out. No, no, no. SmackDown is about integrity. SmackDown is about honesty. SmackDown is about being the better show. Maurice, get the hell out of my building. Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan, the general manager of SmackDown, order this match to be restarted now. And if you get disqualified, Miz, you get counted out, Miz, you do anything that's above board without a pinfall or submission to have a clear victor on this one, title changes hands, and you're fired. Make the man want that pinfall. Make the man want that submission. Make it important. No, we get a roll up. 1, 2, 3. Done. It was freaky how fast he counted. Heartbreaking. But my number 2 match of the weekend, the 5-on-5 men's match, SmackDown versus Raw. AJ Styles forcing the elimination on Dean Ambrose, causing him to be eliminated. Kevin Owens disqualifying himself. And when I was watching it, I was wondering, how the hell are you going to have your Universal Champion, a guy whose championship should matter the most, if you're going to have the team lose, how are you going to do it without making him look weak? And he got himself disqualified. Do I think it should have happened? No. I think he should have been one of the last eliminations. I think that Kevin Owens, instead of Roman Reigns, should have been the one to disqualify himself. Like Roman Reigns, so eager to prove himself, so eager to put himself back in that top position, does the stupid thing. And thinking that the ref's not watching, like, uses the list to hit whoever comes over into that corner. No. Jericho is stunned after the list is scattered all over the place due to the fact that Kevin was using it as a weapon. Roll up. 1, 2, 3. 2 eliminations right in a row. I'm okay with Jericho getting eliminated. Well, maybe not like that. Eating a pinfall. Fine. You put him in the main event, I guarantee he's going to make that title look amazing. Everything that they're doing points to the fact that they want him to be champion and they want him in that spot, and that's fine. I'm good with that. Braun Strowman looked like a beast. I feel like, because it deteriorates from there. I mean, it just completely falls apart. And then Braun Strowman's on the outside, and he gets RKO'd onto an announce table. I think it was like the Spanish announce table. To me, I felt like that, like something went wrong with that spot. I feel like they were setting him up to go through the table, and when Randy Orton hit the RKO on Braun Strowman, it didn't break the table. Like, it was, I feel like it should have broken the table. Like, Randy Orton RKOing like that, boom, should have broke. But it didn't. So, they set Braun up on the table, and this was what Shane McMahon was there for. to do a ridiculous fucking elbow drop as he did at WrestleMania years ago. The McMahon elbow drop from the top turnbuckle. And you saw AJ Styles after that pick McMahon up. McMahon had no idea where he was. He was done right there to me. It's like, he can't even stand up. Dude, roll him in the ring, tag yourself in, get the count out, right? You roll him in the ring, tag him on the leg, ref sees it, you get in, perfectly fine. AJ gets him in the ring. Braun Strowman tries to get in. He was at an 8 when he finally grabs the top rope. He can't get in. At first I thought, when he hit 8 and he grabbed the top rope, I'm like, okay, he's gonna make this last second ditch effort, or somebody's gonna like shoulder spear him through the ropes to put him back out again. No. It was little no-chin James Ellsworth under the ring, grabbing those ankles. And I wondered how he was going to play into this whole thing. He grabs those ankles. Gets Braun Strowman counted out. Wonderful. Goes to run away. I thought the whole thing was going to end up being a backstage segment. I thought he was going to make it up the ramp, into the back. The cameras were going to follow him. Braun Strowman was going to, chase him down, throw him into some equipment in the back, and then maybe like powerbomb him through a table. I'd have been good with that. He trips on his own feet at the top of the ramp, like some dumb bitch in a horror movie. Doesn't get up. Transfixed with horror, he stares as Braun Strowman lumbers up the ramp, rather. Grabs him, chucks him off the stage into catering, where he breaks a table. Pizza boxes and food everywhere. Dude, I understand you're trying to protect your wrestlers. I understand all this. You gotta make that Impact sound better. It sounded like he landed on a pile of pillows. It was terrible. Looked great. Sounded terrible. I thought legit, like, Braun Strowman was going to go down there and keep beating the shit out of him. Even down, like, just completely go off on him. And he looked like there was a moment before he goes into the back. He looks at him, like, get up, I dare you. I want to do more. And Ellsworth is just sprawled out there, not moving. Sold the hell out of it. Good job, dude. Perfect. Dean Ambrose comes back out because it's just Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. Comes back out, beats the shit out of AJ Styles. And this was, I believe, the segment everybody was waiting for. I think everybody was hoping to see this Shield reunion. It wasn't a Shield reunion. This was Dean Ambrose looking out for Dean Ambrose, who wants the best advantage he possibly can going into TLC here this next month, and wants to go on ahead and make sure that he's got that winning edge. That's it. That is all. And it kind of worked. There was a lot of really good that did. made AJ Styles look fine, as a champ. Didn't like the fact he ate a pin, but you got to. Now, when it came down to Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, it was Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, Shane McMahon. Shane comes in. He's going for the coast to coast. My fucking heart stopped. He's jumping. I don't know what went wrong. I don't know who did what incorrectly. I feel like Roman was a little slow to get up. Like, I guess he was expecting Shane to go slower. And mid-jump realizes two things. One, I am completely out of place for this. Two, I have no choice but to go through with this. Because if I don't, this man's going to break his legs. This man's going to hurt himself severely. I have to do this. I can't catch him, but I can go through with what we planned. He spears Shane McMahon. His head landing with a thunderous smack on the mat. I don't know how he did this. I think that was meant to be the end for Shane McMahon. I think that what was supposed to happen was Roman Reigns goes ahead and spears him 1, 2, 3. Shane McMahon is pinned by the champ. By the U.S. champ. He might as well be the fucking champ, the way they build him over the last couple months, But something in the mind of Shane McMahon, all the matches he's been in, all the things that he's ever done, he heard the 2 count, shoulder up. That is a Pavlovian training. You don't want to hear that third strike. He got that shoulder up. Again, I have no idea how he did it. I'm hoping he's going to be perfectly fine. Like, you don't see him on SmackDown for a couple weeks because he's, resting and recuperating and trying to get over this, because I'm pretty sure he had a concussion, but apparently, like, Randy Orton went over to his family. I couldn't actually see this, or I think I saw this, where he goes over to the Shane's family sitting in the audience. He's like, listen, he's going to be fine. He just got knocked loopy. He'll be okay. It's fine. Look at him. He's on his feet. It's going to be okay. They say he's out, Shane McMahon has been eliminated. I think that what happened in that moment when the ref got down there, he's talking to Shane. Shane's like, I'm done. He's like, no, yeah, you're done. We're getting you out of here. Good job, ref. Good guy. I don't know who he is. Don't care. Props, dude. Then the Shield thing happens, and it's Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper shows up. Don't care about him. And I thought for absolute certain that they were going to have Rollins and Reigns and Ambrose come back out a second time. The Shield truly united, standing tall over Team SmackDown. But Randy Orton, hits an RKO on Seth Rollins, who was trying, I guess he was trying to do his, he was trying to do a frog splash, or the flying nothing, and eats an RKO for the pin. Done. And the crowd turns so hard against Roman in this instance. Because I think they saw what could have happened. Like Roman Reigns conquering all, beating the Wyatt family. No. I'm watching this. I'm like, please don't let them do it. 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 He's going for the spear. Randy Orton shoves Bray Wyatt out the way. Eats the spear. Bray Wyatt instantly, Sister Abigail, 1, 2, 3. Done. Perfect. Then we get to the worst match I have ever seen. Brock Lesnar, Bill Goldberg. To me, this was a no-brainer. You have Brock Lesnar, who's gonna be around for a while. Bill Goldberg, maybe he'll be here next month, maybe he won't. We don't know. He says, I got one more ass kicking left in me. They played that video package like 3 times this weekend. I hated it. I muted it after the first. I would have bet my life Bill Goldberg losing. If the match had flipped, Bill Goldberg coming out trying to beat on Brock Lesnar laughs it off and just F5s him to hell. 1 F5. Done. 1, 2, 3, you're gone. We get 2 spears and a jackhammer on Brock Lesnar, and that's the match. Sloppy as all hell. You could see Bill Goldberg could barely lift Brock Lesnar for that jackhammer. His legs were shaking, which is why he didn't hold it. You could see Brock Lesnar trying to balance himself on Bill's shoulder, which is why he threw it down so quick. You want Brock Lesnar to lose? Paul Heyman comes in and kicks fucking Bill Goldberg in the face. Interrupts a pinfall. Roll up. Fine. Don't care. Brock Lesnar's a heel. Do anything to win. Fine. One official time for that match. The fucking entrance took 6 years. Official time for the match. 1 minute, 25 seconds. No offense from Brock Lesnar. Shoves Bill Goldberg in a corner. Why? When you do... If it had been a war, if it had been 10 minutes, these guys are throwing each other everything they got, and Bill Goldberg comes out on top. If it was a war, if it was a fight, and Bill Goldberg wins, I'm not great with it, but I'd live. I'd deal with it. Okay, well, Not the outcome I would have booked, but hey, fine. It works. Not this. There are no heroes in this. There are no winners in this. We all lost watching Survivor Series. Except for one match on that card. I'm not even going to talk about Luke Harper versus Kane. That was the dumbest match I'd ever seen in my life. Terrible. What the fuck is Kane doing winning? Why did Bill Goldberg win? We don't know. That's my review of the weekend. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments. Hit that like button for me. Share it around if you want to. Maybe you guys are still shocked every time you think about it, numb. I know that come Monday, Tuesday, come tonight, tomorrow, they got some answering to do. And I don't think they will have a WrestleMania event worth watching. And we're on the road to WrestleMania. That's terrifying. See ya.